Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you another event idea. And this event is a KBBL event. This is entirely based on KBBL, the radio station in Springfield. Yes, I know KBBL has already been added to the game. The actual KBBL building has been added as a friend prize, but that does not stop me. And I don't think that will stop the tapped out people from actually making an event on this. I think this has got potential. Admittedly, the characters are, what's the best word to use? Not great, but I don't know. I think it could be pretty wholesome. And that's what I've tried to create, like a pretty wholesome event based entirely on the appearances that KBBL has made within The Simpsons. So that is my event. Let's have a look. See what you guys think about it. This one wasn't voted for, but I decided to release it anyway just because it's been a while. And I really wanted to release it because my favorite events to make are honestly not events that have like awesome sort of big ass characters. The events I really, really love making are events that just give us like such nothing burger characters. I don't know. I just prefer, like, the zombie event was one of the funnest events that I made. I did that years ago, but I had so much fun making that zombie event. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making this KBBL event, so it's going to be fun to release it. So let's have a look. So, boom. The startup is Bill and Marty noticed that their ratings have gone right down since the town blew up 10 years ago. And plus, with all the social media and streaming services, they're losing all their listeners. Bill and Marty think, competition? Yeah, competition. Homer hears the competition on the radio and is excited. He wants to win. So you make Homer call into KBBL and make Bart prank call KBBL, and this will unlock the event. So the 4 event currencies are going to be pudding samples for Act 1, Party Penguins for Act 2, Jazz Records for Act 3, TV Guides for Act 4. So let's have a look. But also, when you start the event, there's going to be an extra little feature. Boom. Boom. Orson Welles is just going to randomly show up in your town. Now, I really liked the fact that they've done these trivia questions for the event that we've currently got, the Whodunit, Holiday Whodunit. So, admittedly, this was added after the fact in this event, but I actually think this could be like a really cool thing. I really wanted to throw in Orson Welles into the game just because Orson Welles is seen during Treehouse of Horror segment to be working at KBBL where he does his War of the Worlds thing. Now, admittedly, the perfect building for him to come with doesn't end up working out just because I wanted Orson Welles to kind of lead this little trivia thing, so I could have made the tower, the KBBL tower, be like a building he unlocked with, but ultimately, I just decided, nah, I'm going to chuck on a few other characters with the KBBL tower, and Orson Welles will just have to be like a character in itself. Now, Orson Welles is a very famous director, obviously, and I guess writer. He's dead. He's been dead for a while, so I think they can definitely get around adding him. There is 2 versions of him. There is this version, which is the more modern appearance of him, so I believe if they were to add Orson Welles, they'd probably go with the modern appearance. And then there's also the one in the Treehouse of Horror segment where he appears much younger and slimmer, but I don't know. I'm fine with this version. I don't really care that much. But anyway, so Orson Welles will eventually walk around your town, and after each part, he'll have like his little trivia questions, and you have to basically click on him, go to Orson Welles and answer his question. And basically, there'll be some text dialogue, and he'll be asking you questions. Talking, maybe like bigging himself up a little bit. You could have some funny little dialogue in there, and these will be the questions. So let's have a look. So in season 5, episode 17, what did Bart request when he won the KBBL competition? Obviously, the answer is an elephant. It was Stampy, but why did Bill and Marty give Bart an elephant? The answer is because they were going to be fired. True, they were going to be fired, but going to be fired if they didn't. But what was going to replace them? The answer is the DJ 3000. That's true. And then it says, yeah, that's true. What was the name of the ivory dealer who wanted to take Stampy? I think it was like something Blackheart, I think. And then who did Stampy rescue in the episode? And that would be Barney and Homer, I think. Yeah. And then Act 2, so obviously these would be in each act for each part, but I'm just going to read them now. Act 2, who tries to get their party penguin noticed by the KBBL Wampum Wagon? Of course, it's Homer. How much was Homer going to win? The answer is $40. While Homer was trying to win $40, what were Bart and Milhouse doing? Stealing a police car is the answer for that? That's right, they stole Wiggum's car. Which judge let Milhouse off the hook? Obviously Judge Snyder, and says, right, but which judge took over the case and punished Bart? And the answer would be Judge Harm. These are, they're trivia questions based on KBBL appearances. I try my best to make them all KBBL related, but like with this one, I kind of couldn't. Act 3, what radio station did Lisa try to play Bleeding Gums Murphy's record after his death? Obviously the answer is K-Jazz. Okay, but what was the record called? Sax on the Beach, I think? Who ended up buying it for Lisa when she couldn't? And I think that the answer is, well, obviously the answer is Bart. How much did Bart pay for the record? I think $60? I don't remember. And then how does the episode end? Obviously with Bleeding Gums, Murphy's Cloud playing over the town, Lisa and... the answer's like that's basically. And then Act 4, in the day the Earth looked stupid, who tried to warn the town about the invasion of aliens? Of course, the answer is Orson Welles himself. Why did the town not believe me? And that is because, obviously, he pulled a prank the days before. That's right, it was me. I tried to warn Wiggum, but what happened to him? He got killed by aliens, I guess. His guts were sucked out. His bones are sucked out. Who do I confront in heaven in Frink Gets Testy? And the answer to that, I think, is Mr. Burns. And then, who is the best director ever? And then the answer is Orson Welles, obviously. You don't have a choice in that one. You've got to feed his ego. And with that, once you do the last question, you unlock Orson Welles as a full playable character. So, yeah. I don't know. I think this could be like a cool extra way. It's a cool way of adding him into the game. Kind of makes him lead the event a little bit here and there. Not really. He more is just leading the trivia stuff, but it's an extra bonus, and I actually really like the trivia questions. I think if they do a mix of trivia and tappables, and maybe like they could have like some sort of mini game as well eventually. If they do like a mix of one of these that they just chuck into every major event, I'll be a happy man. Okay. I don't want them just to stick with one. Like, so if they were to just stick with trivia questions, that would be boring. If they were to just stick with, tappables, that would be boring. I like the balance. So, yeah. Super Premium. Boom. So there will be a Super Premium thing in the store, and that will be the KBBL call screener with a stack of donuts for £4.99. Pounds, dollars, or euros, or €5.49. So I know this guy is a absolute nothing burger. I realise he appears in one scene, and he's nothing of a character. That's true, and also he is very eerily similar to the squeaky voiced teen. But I really wanted to just chuck in something random and, build on a really small character. So I figured, why not? Screw it. I have always said it before. I think Super Premiums are best when they are like nothing burger characters and they build on them. So the KBBL call screener, he is going to be added as a full playable character. I don't care. I'm doing it. Moving on. In the store, we're going to be getting Bernice. Now, I don't know if her name is Bernice. I'm just going to refer to her as the KBBL Boss in the quest line. I think KBBL Boss works fine. I don't know if her name's Bernice because it's only the one wiki, the very unreliable wiki, lists her name as Bernice. So I'm not sure if that is her name, but we'll go with KBBL Boss for now. And she will come with PJ O'Harrigan's. Now, PJ O'Harrigan's does appear in an episode, however, we only see the interior of it, we don't see the exterior, so this will have to be a semi-exclusive building, in the sense that they'll have to decorate it. I don't think it's hard, though. You can kind of base it off the interior. You just have, like, a sort of, it's a O'Harrigan, so it's a bar, it's like an Irish bar, right? Just make, like, a sort of a traditional-looking pub / bar, and then maybe have the KBBL banner, like, roped over the top of the pub or bar. And I think that would work fine. Just make a tap exclusive, and that will come, of course, with Bernice, aka the KBBL Boss. She only appears in one episode, but she makes a fair like threat to Bill and Marty, and she, yeah, I don't know. I think she's quite relevant. I think she's definitely a big character that would be cool to get, or big-ish for like KBBL anyway. So here's the quest line. Homer wins the competition, getting an amazing $40. With this, Bill and Marty ask their boss if they can get any sponsor. They can get any sponsors for an event. She asks Krusty, Apu, and Mr. Costington, but they all say no to her sponsorship. Squeaky Voice Teen, he says that his employers would be happy to sponsor an event. So you make Krusty and Apu reject sponsorships, make Homer collect his $40, make Bart, Marge, Lisa go to a KBBL sponsored event, and make Springfielders earn pudding samples. You answer a trivia question, and you unlock the KBBL sponsored stand. So this will just be a decoration. You just get this as a decoration basically. It's just a little stand with the DJ rack on the stand, and obviously we have the Grandma Wells, is it? Whatever her name is. You get this little sponsored thing here anyway. Moving on. The KBBL boss tells Bill and Marty that their event doesn't have enough people on it, and she's threatening to shut it down. Homer tells the men he loves their show, so maybe they could ask their sponsors to give out some more samples of all the pudding. They ask Squeaky Voice Teen, who says no, but they pressure him and he breaks. So you make Squeaky Voice Teen give away samples, make Homer eat more than one sample, make Marge, Lisa, Bart, and 3 times Springfielders try samples, and make Springfielders earn pudding samples, answer a trivia question. You unlock Grandma Wells, Puddin' Van, and Sample Stand. That's the name. So yeah, you get... Wait, I feel like it's something else. Is it Flop? Flopwells? Grandma Flopwells, yeah. Flopwells, I think. Anyway, whatever. Grandma Flopwells, van and sample stand. So yeah, you just get the little van, and then in front of the van will be the little sample stand as well. The dude won't be there, but screw it. The KBBL boss says she's now got complaints from sponsorship. From the sponsorship, and she's mad. She tells Bill and Marty they better turn things around and quick, because otherwise they are both out of a job. The boss says she's managed to pull some strings and has Krusty and Wolfcastle as special guests for their event, but they don't want their products on sale. Apparently the KBBL isn't good enough for them. So Homer suggests maybe they have a talent show, and they agree. So you make Homer enter the talent show, make Marge, Lisa, and Bart give Homer support at the talent show, make Krusty and Wolfcastle judge contestants, make Springfielders enter the talent show ×3, and make Springfielders earn pudding samples, answer some trivia questions, and you unlock the KBBL sponsored stage. So yeah, this will just be like a little stage with the Grandma, Wells pudding thing. I know it's not like the most interesting of decorations, but I don't know. I needed to fill this event out, so there you got it. And the talent show goes down well, and it's a storm, and Kent Brockman and Dave Shutton are there to report on it. Bill and Marty are happy, and so is the boss, and luckily there's another good thing happening. The Van Gogh exhibit is driving through the event. Bill and Marty make some jokes. Everything's going so well, but Bill and Marty, they make some jokes that go a little too far, and they basically incite a pudding riot. I couldn't really think of anything clever, but basically they incite a pudding riot. So you make Homer throw puddings at the van, make Springfielders throw puddings at the van ×3, make Lisa and Marge close their eyes in horror, and make Springfielders earn pudding samples, answer a trivia question. You unlock the Van Gogh, is it Go? Van Gogh exhibit, doesn't really matter, or the van, exhibit van. Yeah, van, exhibit van. Yeah, I don't know. This is like a pretty cool... Obviously, it does appear in the episode where all the people with pudding hands go touch the art and destroy it all. Yeah, I don't know. I feel this could be like a really cool little vehicle, actually. So, had to throw it in there. And then finally, the KBBL boss is furious with both Bill and Marty and tells them that she has to pay millions because of what they did. Luckily, though, she isn't going to fire both of them. She's just firing one. Marty. Make Homer feel bad to see Marty go. Make Springfielders watch Marty go ×3. Make Squeaky Voice Teen clean up pudding. Make Springfielders earn pudding samples, answer a trivia question, and you will unlock Marty as a full playable character. Now, I just want to say this. I want to preface this. I just want to say, okay, in the past, I have said they really should add Bill and Marty probably as a 2-in-1. I still agree to that. I lean heavily towards 2-in-1. However, I wouldn't be so bothered if they added Bill and Marty as separate characters. I think ultimately I wouldn't care too much. although, because I think they don't have enough character, I feel, to really warrant them to be separate. That's the main reason why. But in the past, we've had like Sam and Larry be separate, but then Sam and Larry, I think, would be difficult to make a 2-in-1. So I'm not sure. I think if they were separate, though, I wouldn't care that much. I would prefer they be a 2-in-1, but I would like it. I would be fine if they were separate. Now, for this event to really work, I kind of have to separate them, because it would be really odd to get them as a 2-in-1 in an event that they basically lead. I feel like you have to get them as separate in that respect. So for this event, I've added them as separate. And do you know what? If they were to make my event, if they were to steal EA, listen, you can steal my event, all right? You can steal it, all right? I'd be so happy if you did this KBBL event. Then fine, whatever. They can have them separate. I wouldn't be that bothered. Either way, I'm not going to be so bothered. I just lean towards, I think I would probably prefer them to be a 2-in-1. But who knows? Maybe they could pull it off well enough, and it would work for them being separate. Anyway, Act 2 comes along, and in the store is the Shadow of the Great Emancipator with the KBBL Golf Reporters for 150 donuts. Yes, this is reaching some lengths with these characters, but I don't know, I still love it. So the Shadow of the Great Emancipator, it's obviously one of the put golf holes challenges, and I know that we do have the Putting Society in the game, but a lot of what I really hate about that building is it really condenses the golf course down. And I feel like if it were to be added today, like, we should be able to like actually like make our golf course. It's just annoying. I kind of wish they added all the different holes and different what's the word? Like, yeah, all the different holes, I guess, all the different challenges and things like that. So I figured, why not just chuck in the Shadow of the Great Emancipator? This will be a building. Yes, it's a golf course hole, and it makes no sense to be a building, kind of, but I don't know. I don't have much to work with here, okay? So you're gonna have to let me off on this one. And it will come with the KBBL Golf Reporters. They obviously do appear in the episode is it called Dead Putting Society? I feel like that's the name of the episode. They appear in the episode. They comment on like the whole game between Flanders Kid. Is it Rod or Todd? I forget. I always mix them up. Between Bart and Rod or Todd, whichever one it was. Someone will white knight for whichever one it is in the comments. You watch. Yeah, I always mix them up. I know there's like Tiny Todd, or is it Tall Todd? I don't even remember. But yeah. You get the Shadow of the Great Emancipator, cool enough building with the golf reporters, whatever. Moving on, Marty is gone, he's out of a job, and Homer feels bad. He did sort of start the pudding riot. Homer begs the boss to give Marty a second chance, but she shuts it down straight away, saying, no, in fact, if Bill can't find a new partner, they're switching to sport radio, and they're getting the boring golf reporters to replace him. Bart has a plan, though, when he hears that they really want they want Marty's replacement. So make Bart audition to be Marty's replacement, make Homer smear the golf reporter's reputation, make Marty look for new work, make Springfielders earn party penguins, you answer a trivia question, and you unlock the KBBL golf stand. Not a very interesting decoration, I admit, but I was a bit lost in terms of decorations, so you just get another KBBL table, basically. I don't know. I think it works. Marty goes for an interview at Suicide Notes, being asked questions by the wise guy, and he's given the job. Bart sees Marty and says he's got his job now, and asks to buy a record to play on the air. So you make Bart mock Marty, make Marty sell records, make Homer feel more guilty, and make Springfielders earn party penguins. Answer a trivia question. You get Suicide Notes. This is a building I've wanted in the game for ages anyway, but screw it. It made sense in this event, so there you have it. Bill and Bart are on the radio, and they announce a party penguin competition. Whoever gets their party penguin seen by the wampum wagon, then they get a special appearance on KBBL. Marty tells Homer this is perfect for him. If he wins the competition, he has to go on KBBL once more and show he's needed to keep the show going. Homer agrees, and he's mad. Bart stole one of his many dreams from him of being a radio presenter. Make Homer and Marty look for the wampum wagon. Make Bart play fart jokes on the air. Make Springfielders earn party penguins. Answer a trivia question. You unlock the party penguin. And I'm going to go with NPC. You could just make it like one big decoration, like a large, big decoration. But why not have it as an NPC? Have the little KBBL party penguin, like, you know, waddling around the town. They've done it before with Springy. Like, we've got Springy as an NPC, even though he's just a static spring. So why not have KBBL, you know, him just like the KBBL party penguin, just like sort of waddling through the town. I think that could be funny. Homer and Marty see the van, but comic book guy is ahead of them. They panic, but Homer sees Milhouse walking down with a issue 1 of Radioactive Man. Homer has a plan. Make Milhouse watch Homer eat his comic, make Homer eat a comic, make comic book guy say no in horror, and make Marty get his penguin scene, make Bart wait for the winner to call in, and make Springfielders earn party penguins. Answer a trivia question, you unlock the Wampum Wagon. There you go. You get this as a decoration. Pretty cool. I think it's a snazzy looking van, so yeah. And then finally, Marty calls in to Bart, says that it was him who had his penguin found by the van. Bill says fair is fair and has Marty on the show. Bart and Marty go head to head, trying to out-joke each other. You can have some funny dialogue there, I don't know. But some Springfielders call in to say that they like Marty better. They want him back. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we want Marty back. So you make Bart get sad, make Springfielders call in to demand Marty back, ×3. Make Homer mock Bart, and make Springfielders earn party penguins. Answer a trivia, you get Bill, alright? Full playable character. Now, I could have made Bill premium and Marty free, but that just feels so scummy. When they added the Itchy and Scratchy Land update, I was really bummed out that Scratchy was premium, but Itchy was free. That annoyed the hell out of me, I can't lie. It felt wrong, right? I feel like you have to add both Bill and Marty for free. So I know it's a little disconnected, you know, you get one in one act and one in the other, but I just think that works personally, so screw it, that's what I'm going with. Gills deal. Ooh, Gills coming to town. You got the KBBL Tower with the KBBL Psychic and DJ as a 2-in-1 character for 300 donuts. That feels too expensive. 200 donuts, we'll say. Or 250 maybe. So the KBBL Tower, like I said, is a Treehouse of Horror building, but like it's not like very Halloween-y, that really, is it? So it doesn't really matter too much. I just think give us KBBL Tower, chuck it in the game. I think it looked really cool. Yeah, it'd be better if it came with Orson Welles, but we've had some odd like building character combos before, so this wouldn't even be like the worst one. Like there's definitely worse ones, like Brenda with the Thai food factory, that was so weird, or the Lovebot with the Mr. Sparkle factory, that was a weird combo, or God, I'm trying to think. There's been some odd ones before. I mean, even like to a degree, we got Old Scratch's gym with the torture coach. Like, what? Why? Like, why? Why not just add Old Scratch with his gym? That makes more sense. But yeah, so there's been weird like combinations before. So this one I don't even think would be that bad. So you get the KBL Psychic and DJ. They are very brief characters. They appear in the Fear of Flying episode and they talk to Marge. But I just figured add them as a 2-in-1 works. You know, they've both got like roles, the Psychic and the DJ. Yeah, I don't know. We'll go with that. In the store for Act 3 is the Cathedral of the Downtown with, oh god, is it Monsignor Kenneth Daly? So Monsignor Kenneth Daly for $150. This guy is, I guess, a Catholic priest, right? I believe anyway, or bishop. Wait, no, what's a I don't know, Monsignor will be the thing. What is a Monsignor? I don't actually know. I really should know. I'm going to search it up as I'm searching up. Yeah, anyway, he appeared on KBBL alongside Rabbi Krustaskovsky and Lovejoy, and they were basically answering like religious questions. Like people were calling in and asking about like religious questions. And then I believe Krusty calls in Rabbi. Oh yeah, definitely. Monsignor is a Roman Catholic prelate having dignity or title to. Okay, yeah, it's basically a priest. Yeah, so you get him, 150 donuts. He's never seen in the Cathedral of the Downtown, but it's a cathedral. It's a, you know, I think it works. Wait, actually, cathedral is Catholic, right? Archbishop. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you get Monsignor Kenneth Daly with that. Yeah, 150 donuts. There you have him. Boom. Bill and Marty are back together, like normal. Homer calls in, where they take the piss out of him a little, but they thank him. He helps to get them back together. Suddenly, though, the boss bursts in once more and telling Bill and Marty that they've saved radio and KBBL, but they've also helped the competition. Make Bill and Marty try to save their ratings. Make Homer call into the show. Make Springfielders start tuning into other stations, ×3. Make Lisa look for a jazz station. Make Springfielders earn jazz records. Answer a trivia question. You unlock Could Radio, the competition. So yeah, just as a building, pretty cool looking building. I mean, it's very well, actually, it's the same as, what's it called, KBBL. It's like a skin, but why not? Lisa calls up Bill and Marty and suggests that maybe they could appeal to other audiences to try and beat out the competition. Maybe some jazz. They were appalled by the suggestion. Jazz is awful. And they continue to play fart sounds down the sound effects. So you make Bill and Marty try mocking other genres. Make Springfielders tune out of KBBL ×3. Make Lisa listen to jazz instead. Make Homer switch the station. And make Springfielders earn jazz records. Answer a trivia question. And you unlock 401 BCN Billboard. So yeah, just a radio advertisement. But this is all about competition. So I figured it makes sense to chuck it in there. Things still are not going well for Bill and Marty, and Lisa tells them it would be this, but they have. Wait, what? I don't know what I've said here. Tells them it would be this, but they have to have a better plan. Okay, they could beat the competition, but they got to have a better plan than just playing fart sounds and mocking other genres. So they decide to ask Mr. Burns to maybe mess with the competition for them. He says they'll have like Mr. Burns is like, I'll have my undercover informant in a dark car park. You meet him there. So they do so, and Lisa follows them as they hand money over. But Lisa recognizes the man in disguise is Mr. Smithers. So you make Lisa call out Mr. Smithers, make Bill and Marty hand over the money, make Smithers act nervous, make Mr. Burns mess with other radio stations, make Homer be forced to listen to KBBL, and make Springfielders earn jazz records. Answer a trivia question. You unlock Pay, Park, and Pay, which is a building. Now, this doesn't relate to KBBL, but it appears in one of the episodes, and I was like, screw it. It's a really cool building. I just wanted to chuck it in there, so I tried to tie it in as best I could. I know, it's not great. Now the competition is dealt with. Bill and Marty are happy to do what they like. They start by housing some religious men on the air, giving them a chance to speak, but also they make some jokes. And sort of mock them and be mean to them. Then they report on some giant trash. Listeners are confused and uninterested, but they have no other station to tune into now. Lisa, though, thinks this is unfair, so she visits the K-Jazz DJ and tells him she wants to help. So you make Bill and Marty do their thing, make Reverend Lovejoy try spread their religion, try spread his religion, that should be. Make Homer laugh at Bill and Marty's antics. Make Lisa help the competition. Make Springfielders earn jazz records. Answer trivia questions. And you unlock the garbage mound. This does appear in the episode. The KBBL guys try and basically report on it. Some giant garbage mound. Why not? Lisa gives the K-Jazz DJ Bleeding Gums' last album once more to compete with KBBL, and just like last time, the spirit of Bleeding Gums helps to amplify the signal once more to spread the jazz around town. Bill and Marty freak, their ratings are going down. They try to make fun of jazz, but that just tunes out more listeners. Make Lisa thank Bleeding Gums Murphy, make Bill and Marty panic, make Homer jazz out, make Springfielders listen to K-Jazz ×3, and make Springfielders earn jazz records, answer some trivia questions, and you unlock the K-Jazz DJ as a full playable character. Should he have been added with K-Jazz? Probably, but, there you have it. He is minor, he is unnamed. A lot of these characters I've added are unnamed minor characters. I don't care though, I feel like that's part of the fun of this event. Boom! Act 4 comes out. What is this? Best combination ever. This is actually a combo, by Ruth Powers in the Discord, I believe. Oh god, if it's Uta, I feel I asked them. I think it is Ruth Powers. If it's Uta, I'm sorry, man. But pretty sure this is Ruth Powers, so thank you for Ruth Powers for this combination that I basically stole from one of their events. They actually did a really good media event in the Discord, so I think I might have pinned it, but check for it. It's like a media event. It's a really, really awesome event. So you get Jerryrood with the world's largest toilet for 150 donuts. So yeah, this is obviously the most notable person at KBBL. He appears for like a segment, and of course he is in the game technically kind of already, because at the KBBL station you can play one of his shows for a certain amount of time and get some money. He's just a really weird, controversial dude, and he's pretty cool. And I figured this combination works quite well, because obviously in the episode we see him with a big toilet mug, so it makes sense that he comes with the world's largest toilet. Plus, he's like a really wacky guy anyway, like crude humor sort of thing. So I think him coming with the world's largest toilet is not a bad shout, to be honest. So, yeah, that's it. 150 donuts. Might be a bit on the cheap side, actually. I feel like the world's largest toilet should be a bit more. Yeah, it's going to be premium. And I know it's like it's a thing that's been in the game files for so long, or what was in the game files a long time ago. And but yeah, why not? Chuck him in there with the world's largest toilet. Finally, we can get it in the game. I really badly want this building, okay? It needs to be added. Anyway, the KBBL boss comes in saying, enough is enough. She's mad. Bill and Marty are told after all. Wait, she's mad. Bill and Marty are told after all of the hate mail that they're receiving. They're losing their weekend slot to because of all the hate mail and because of all that, they're losing their weekend slot to Jerryrood. He can bring fans back. Also, the boss has hired Marge to fill in their Friday night slot to talk about parenting. And finally, the mornings have been replaced with Mole Man. Mole Man in the morning. So you make Bill and Marty give up the weekend spot, make Marge talk about parenting, make Mole Man read in the morning, make Homer listen to Marge, make Springfielders listen to Jerryrood, times 3, make Springfielders earn TV guides, and you answer some trivia questions, and you unlock the exploding hate mail. So basically, this will be a hate mail that will explode when you tap it. You tap it, and it goes bang, 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 and it'll just be like a big sort of crate of hate mail. This does appear at KBBL, so yeah. Bill and Marty try to make the most of their weekday afternoon slots, but they both notice their views are going down yet again. Everyone is everyone is listening to Marge and Jerryrood, though. The KBBL boss tells Bill and Marty they're losing their Wednesday and Thursday spot now to Gabbo. So you make Gabbo and Arthur perform on the radio if you have them. Make Bill and Marty give up their weekend and Thursday spot. Make Marge answer fan mail. Make Springfielders laugh at Gabbo, times 3. Make Springfielders earn TV guides. Answer a trivia question, and you unlock the Gabbo KBBL studio. Really odd they never added this. It does only appear very briefly, but it's just the Gabbo Show studio, and I think it is a part of. I think it's a part of the. Is it a part of Krusty Loose Studios? It might be, but like it is like a separate building, so why not add it? Yeah, and obviously you have the big KBBL. I don't know why the KBBL sign is there. It's a bit confusing because I'm pretty sure it's like a live show, but yeah, whatever. I figured that makes sense to. I don't know. I tied it in. Bill and Marty are broken. They're done with radio. They figure they may as well quit while they're ahead. The boss agrees and says they're both fired. Homer and Mo tell them to cheer up. There is likely something they can do, and they agree. They have a plan. Radio is dead, but TV's just getting started. So you make Bill and Marty form a plan, make Mo serve Bill and Marty drinks, make Homer hear Bill and Marty's plan, make Springfielders listen to the DJ 3000, make Marge answer calls, make Springfielders earn TV guides, answer trivia questions, and you unlock the DJ 3000 as a decoration. Obviously, this is the thing that Bill and Marty are threatened to lose their job to, so I think it makes sense. Obviously, we've got to have that in the game. It's a pretty cool looking machine. And then finally, Bill and Marty want this plan to be successful, so they need some good talent, apart from themselves, of course, in order to beat their old boss and put up the middle finger to her. They get Sideshow Bob, a criminal, but still a former Sideshow. Homer to give his beer reviews, and the old Jewish man to do his little jig dance. But Homer, Bill, Marty, and Bart all agree they need some more talent. Make Bill, Marty, and Bart audition talent, make Marge host a competition, make Sideshow Bob, Homer, and Old Jewish Man practice their shows, and make Springfielders earn TV guides, you answer a trivia question, and you unlock Knick Knack and Paddywhack. So, these are two performers that obviously Jerryrood does an interview with, so it makes sense to add them. And I will say, someone's going to point out, your structure, what's up with the structure? Look, I'm cool with characters being second to last, okay? I just don't like it when the character is, like, in the middle of the prize track. If it makes sense for the quest line, and it makes sense that the character is second to last, I'm cool with it. And for this quest line, it just fit adding not adding them as the final prize, adding them as the second to last prize. It just fit the quest line better. So I apologize. I know you'll be like, you've broken your rule. I haven't broken my rule. I'm cool if they do it once in like one act, okay? I don't mind if they like mix the character. As long as there is a character in there or a costume, I'm normally cool with it if they mix it up in one act. And like, this is like a good example of how I think it's done right, okay? Moving on, boom, okay. The new launch is ready, KBBL TV, with amazing talents for all the former fans of Bill and Marty to see, now on the big screen or in podcast form. Homer does his show, Bill and Marty do theirs, they hope for the ratings, and it's a success, but the boss says that she's suing them for using the KBBL name in vain. We're radio, not TV, goddammit. So make Bill and Marty be sued out of business, make Homer do his first and last drinking show, make Nick Nack and Paddywhack do a show, make Judge Snyder order Bill and Marty to pay up, make Marge become number one on radio, make Springfielders earn TV guides, you answer a trivia question, and you unlock KBBL TV. So yes, it is a comic building, a comic exclusive building. I realise that, you can probably tell, but I came across it, and it worked, because I knew that I wanted to have, like, Bill and Marty in the end try TV. Or, like, originally my plan was, like, for the quest line, before I even, like, got all the items and stuff, I really wanted the quest line to be, like, Bill and Marty declare that radio is gone, it's dead and buried, so they decide to essentially, like, move on to TV or, like, a podcast. But I don't know, the TV aspect kind of works, because, like, TV is technically, like, pretty alive. If anything, TV had like a renaissance in like the 2010s, because it used to be like really like crap, you know, with all like these big shows. TV did have like a massive renaissance. So for that reason, I feel like TV made sense as the logical thing to find them. And then I stumbled across this building, and that's what like essentially, you know, made me decide I'm going to go with a TV angle instead of a podcast angle, because this building's perfect for the final prize. KBBL TV, why the hell not? So yeah, this will be a building. They've added stuff from the comics before. We obviously got Bouncing Battle Baby, the costume for Maggie. That is a comic exclusive character. Doesn't appear in the show whatsoever, so they can do it. It seems to be all legal and fits within the agreement that EA and the writers have, even though the writers technically work on the game too. So yeah, that's what we're going with. Anyway, moving on. KBBL TV will also have a unique feature, and that will basically be the same thing as the radio station has. So, for Bill and Marty, you can do their TV spot for 60 minutes. For Homer, you can review beers for 4 hours. For Mole Man, you can get hit with a football live for 6 hours. For Orson Welles, you can scare people for 8 hours. For Jerryrood, you can get censored live for 12 hours. And for Marvin Monroe, you can shock families live on the air, as in like electroshock, for 24 hours. So yeah, that's my idea for the KBBL TV. Moving on, the epilogue. Bill and Marty are now out of a job, but Marge feels bad and gives them her slots. The boss allows them once more a chance, but warns that they are on thin ice. Homer asks what type of money Marge is giving up, and she tells him even, thousands, but she's had her fun. Make Homer be sad about the loss of revenue, make Marge give up radio, make Bill and Marty go back to their routine, and that'll be the end of the event. So we got some tasks and animations. I hope you enjoyed my event. I hope you liked what I did with it. So for tasks and animations, we have for Orson Welles, stage a prank for 60 minutes. This will be him on like behind like a little studio thing. Will form like a little stage, and he'll be there like with the clip clop, you know, the little clip clop things, and the woo, you know, making noises and stuff. Basically, he's doing War of the Worlds, but we want to avoid copyright, so we're just gonna say stage a prank. Apologise for radio plays for 4 hours. That will be probably Channel 6, you know, like with Kent. Write another film for 8 hours. That could be anywhere, Brown House. Direct another masterpiece for 12 hours. So this will be him. He'll have a camera, you know, and we can maybe have some like Citizen Kane references potentially. And he's doing like, you know, some weird camera angles and stuff like that. And we see him basically directing a film essentially, and he can look. Maybe he can be shouting at people or something like that. I don't know. We have a reply to film critics online. So basically, a bunch of kids were saying like, "All your films are old and black and white and boring, so they're bad." And he's like angrily responding to film critics online. So yeah, that will be Orson Welles. For the KBBL call screener, we've got screen calls for
screen calls for 60 minutes. This will be an animation, but I think instead of having like a phone on a cord, he'd have like a little, little earpiece, and he'll just like tap it, and he'll be like talking, and then like we'll just see his facial expressions, like what? Like someone's like terrible, and he like hangs up quickly, like maybe he whips the phone out, and he's like hang up, and then yeah, he's just calling screening calls. God, I can't talk today. Take mean calls to heart for 4 hours. This will be at KBBL if you have it. Be evaluated by Marvin Monroe for 8 hours. This will be with Marvin Monroe in Marvin Monroe's therapy center. Basically, Marvin Monroe in the quest line will be like, yo dude, you're screening calls like really slowly today. What's going on? And like Marvin Monroe gets like a real deep with him. Sharpen his big pencil. Look, he has a big pencil. I can't not have that animation. All right, he'd have a big pencil with an equally big pencil sharpener, and he'll be trying to like sharpen it. Why the hell not? And then hang up on prank callers for 24 hours. That'll be a KBBL. For the KBBL Boss / Bernice, whatever you want to call her, try to calm angry protesters for 60 minutes. So this will be outside PJ O'Harrigan's, and there'll be a bunch of protesters. I know NPCs, but sometimes I think it can work. There'll be like little signs saying like no KBBL bad, KBBL bad, and she'll be like there trying to calm them down. Maybe someone will throw like a chocolate pudding or something at her, or some peanuts for the Stampy. Give out strange prizes for 4 hours. That'll be at KBBL. Try to increase ratings, or PJ O'Harrigan's. It could be there. Try DJ herself. This will have a little animation outside PJ O'Harrigan's. There'll be like a little DJ deck, and she'll be there like trying to put on a record. Maybe she'll drop it and it'll smash. She makes a mess of it. She doesn't DJ very well, let's say. And then cut DJ's paychecks for 24 hours. That'll be at KBBL. Awesome. For Marty, we got host a sponsored event for 60 minutes. So this will be an animation with this stand, and him and obviously Marty will have one. Sorry, Bill will have one too, but Marty will have an animation basically there, and he'll be just doing his radio business there. Try to get new sponsors for 4 hours. That will be, again, I guess KBBL or any sort of building that you just recently saw. Answer phone-ins for 8 hours. That will be at KBBL. Try out new fart effects for 12 hours. This will be an animation. I forgot to put animation. But this will be an animation where he will have like a little DJ deck will appear. This could appear. Or it might be best actually to also have the animation be at the stand. Yeah, maybe, but he'll instead of him being sat down, he'll be stood up, and he'll be like clicking it, and it will. Maybe an NPC can come along and be like mad. I don't really like NPCs, but he could just be clicking it, and like it makes like we could see like the visual waves of this fart sound effect coming out. Like it shakes maybe it shakes your or shakes the stand. It's that violent, and he'll be there like laughing along. And then work at Suicide Notes for 24 hours. We'll be at Suicide Notes, of course. Why not? For the golf reporters, we have comment on the golf for 60 minutes. So this will be an animation at the stand. Now, I realize that, the premium item is there, and you can't unlock it. The premium item is here. Sorry, this is a premium item, but it's included with this. Yeah, I realize that, but I kind of, I needed to tie this in somehow, so that's what I went with. But basically, this stand... after this event ends, this stand will just have to be like a combo with this, essentially. So if they ever get re-added to like a mystery box or something, the stand will have to be included with the Great Emancipator and the golf reporters in order to allow that animation to happen. I think that would be fair. That's just an easy solution. And basically they'll be sat there just commenting on the golf, really. Compete against each other for 60 minutes. This will be... probably at the stand or the putt society thing, whatever it's called, the golf course that Rod and Todd come with. Report on other sports for 8 hours. This will be at the Coliseum or something like that. Try out the Great Emancipator for 12 hours. This will be them basically trying to put a ball in the Great Emancipator. That sounds really bad. But yeah, they'll be just playing golf against each other. Try to be less boring for 24 hours. That will be anywhere, really. For Bill, we have host a sponsored event for 6 minutes. That will be the same as Marty's animation, pretty much. They'll both be there together, both sat down, both DJing, talking, that kind of thing, doing their thing. I figured we need an animation like that. I would rather they just keep it simple, Announce a new competition for 4 hours. That will be at KBBL. Comment on music for 8 hours. That will be at KBBL. Do a publicity stunt for 12 hours. So this is something from the trading cards, but I saw it and I thought, do you know what? There's not really much we can do in terms of like really interesting animations for Bill and Marty, really. So I kind of saw this and just grabbed it. So basically, he'll be in, I guess this is like a woman's like crop top or something. Well, I guess it's not crop top. Sports bra? Whatever it is. He'll be in that and walking around the town, basically, doing his publicity stunt. And then mock the competition for 24 hours. That will be at, it should be mock competitors, I think, just to distinguish against these two words. Mock competitors for 24 hours. That will be at KBBL. For the Psychic and DJ, we got Fight Over What's Better. So this will be an animation where, like, the Psychic will be throwing, like, what they called? Tarot cards? What are they called? Oh, those cards. I forget what they're called. I know it begins with T. He'll be throwing like that and maybe like a crystal ball and shit at the DJ. And the DJ will be like chucking records at him. And they'll basically like be arguing, they're fighting which one's better, DJing or Psychic. Gang up on a caller for 4 hours. That will be KBBL. Try to work together for 8 hours. That will be at KBBL. DJ and tell fortunes for 12 hours. So this will be outside the tower. Actually, these could be the tower, but outside the tower. Basically, they'll be sat down on like a little stand will spawn, and they'll be sat there. The DJ who will be DJing, and the fortune teller will be, or the psychic even will be doing his thing. And actually, it's not really a fortune teller though. Maybe DJ and give psychic advice, probably. I think he's... Wait, hang on. I think he's more of a... Is he a psychic or a psychiatrist? Did I write psychic? I feel like I've screwed up a little bit here. Psychic. No, he is a psychic. I didn't put psychiatrist. Well, he is kind of like a wacky guy. We'll go with that. Tell fortunes. And then argue all night about music versus psychic readings for 24 hours. That will be, obviously. And that will be at the tower. For Daily, Mr. Daily, we got answer callers' questions for 60 minutes. So he'll be sat on a little sofa and like a little mic, like a little table with a microphone will appear. And he'll be there just simply talking. Why not? Hang out with religious foes for 4 hours. That will be him and Lovejoy. And if you have him, Hyman Krustoskovsky, all hanging out in the cathedral that he comes with. Give a sermon for 8 hours. That will be the cathedral. Or is sermon the right word? I don't even know. Host mass, I guess, would be probably better. Make the cathedral funky for 12 hours. So this will be him. He'll be outside the cathedral. He'll have shades on. He'll have a little DJ deck. And he'll be there like, he'll be there scratching the deck, like trying to make some sick ass beats and songs. And then try get more asses and pews for 24 hours. That will be at KBBL. And then for the K-Jazz DJ, we got change up the jazz record for 60 minutes. This will be him. A little stand will have to spawn again outside K-Jazz. Probably outside. It's probably best it's not outside K-Jazz because most people won't have that. Outside the town hall, why not? I don't know. Or it could be any building, but outside some building, or just on the street, I guess. A little thing will spawn, a little deck will spawn, and he'll be there switching up, and he'll scratch it. He'll be like, oh no, I scratched it, and he'll be trying to like get rid of the scratch basically as he changes the record. Record his own album for 4 hours. That will be at the K-Jazz if you own it, if not, KBBL. Host the Jazz Hour for 8 hours. That will be at KBBL or K-Jazz if you own it. Get a new aerial. So this will be an exclusive animation. Very different. But he'll be like dragging along a big ass like aerial. Because he's going to complain that the aerial at K-Jazz is like really bad. So it's an animation of him just dragging along a large ass aerial. So why not? I feel that could be kind of funny. And then petition to save K-Jazz for 24 hours. That will be at K-Jazz or KBBL if you don't have K-Jazz. For DJ on the toilet for 60 minutes. This is for Jerryrood. We've got to have a DJ on the toilet. He'll be sat on the big giant toilet. He'll be sat on this toilet, right? And he'll be there with a DJ, deck as well. Maybe like a little DJ deck will spawn on the seat. And he'll be there like, rocking out, and then he'll be there rocking out, and then he'll fall and slip into the toilet, and maybe he gets flushed down, and then he just walks out the door. Maybe that could be kind of funny. Like he gets flushed away, and he walks out the door, and then he just climbs back up it, and then repeats. That could be like a really really cool animation. Well, let's go with that. And then we got get in trouble for bad language for 4 hours. That'll be at KBBL. Shock listeners for 8 hours. That'll be at KBBL. Banter with people on the air for 12 hours. This will be him. A little thing will spawn, and he'll be there, like sitting back in his chair, drinking from his mug, laughing along. He's just doing his job. I like those animations, just simple, animations of what their job is. It works for me. And then try be more controversial for 24 hours. That will be at KBBL. And then for Knick Knack and Paddywhack, we've got Cartwheel for 60 minutes. That'll be them, pretty much cartwheeling to the left, cartwheeling to the right. Answer radio questions for 4 hours at KBBL. Perform for an audience for 8 hours. That'll be at KBBL TV. Try to get away from one another for 12 hours. So this will be them. They'll be fighting with each other, basically trying to get away, literally get away from each other. Is rip their bodies apart, because they're Siamese twins or they're joint at the hip, okay, literally. So they'll be there trying to rip each other. Yeah, they've had an argument. They're trying to get away from each other, and then try to get separated for 24 hours. That'll be at the hospital, and that is my KBBL event. So I hope you have enjoyed. This is very different, very odd, and it adds a lot of very minor characters. And I realised that. I mean, to be fair, at least most of them have names. Obviously, this guy doesn't have a name. That guy's a name. These guys don't have names. And these guys don't have names, and I don't think the KBBL boss really has a name either, and this guy doesn't have a name. But I don't know. That's what I've done. I think it works. I didn't want to delve into music artists. I didn't want to delve too deep into other radio or other podcasts and stuff. I considered doing a podcast, maybe a spin on it as well. But no, why not just have an event entirely based on KBBL and get all this amazing stuff? I think there's definitely some cool buildings here, like this. No, the KBBL Tower would be very cool. I think finally adding this cathedral that appears in Who Shot Mr. Burns could be very awesome to get. Could is pretty cool. The Pay Park and Pay is very awesome as well. Obviously the giant world's largest toilet, and I like this one too. The little Gabbo studio, that could be cool to get. And the KBBL TV, despite it being a comic thing, I just think that would be very awesome to get as well. But yeah, that is my idea. I hope you've enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts. Do you like this event? Do you think it's too wacky? Do you think it's too weird? Do you think it is based on too many minor characters? Tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. I just love these really wacky mini events for me. All these wacky major events that I make sometimes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. This has been a long one. Goodbye.